Welcome to Thought Leaders, featuring interviews with some of the best minds in the industry. Today's special guest is best-selling author, popular platform speaker, and certified financial planner, Mike Morrow. Hello everyone, I'm Steve Savant, syndicated financial columnist and talk show host. Today we're talking about shortening the sales cycle from Michael's book, The Loyalty Edge, and his popular series, Ideas for Advisors. Well, Michael, we've been talking. I got to say, yesterday's show was great. I loved all those things we showed on the set, and I love those newspapers. That box that they made, that file box, handmade.
Yes.
I can totally see why people never forget you for doing things like this. And these are the things that you really have differentiated yourself with your clients. But this topic that we're talking about today, this is hot because everybody says the sales cycle is way too long. Takes me, months to close this client. I've had 6 interviews, and your title of today is How Do I Shorten the Sales Cycle?
One of the things that I was explained to me very, very early in my career was that somebody said to me that if they don't buy the concept, the details are irrelevant. If they don't buy the concept, the details are irrelevant. But you know what? The next thing is, if they do buy the concept, often the details are irrelevant too. Yes, there's certain things you do have to do for compliance and so on. But if a client understands what they're doing and why they're doing, the chance of them doing something is going to go up substantially.
Well, talk about this tape measure idea. I think that's kind of cool.
One of the things that we do is we get a tailored tape measure, and I have them in my office. And basically, let's just say you're doing a retirement plan for somebody. Let's say that you're going to use a life expectancy of age 90 for their plan. Go take the tape measure and cut it off right at age 90 and hold it up and explain to them, this is your entire life up till now. And then from there, what happens is let's just say the person's 40 years old, turn around and cut off age 40 and give them that piece and say, here's your life up till now, like how much money you have, we are where we are. There's no point looking in the past. And so now they're 40, and then ask them when they want to retire. And let's just say, they say age 55, and then go, how much money have you saved up? So go to age 55 and cut it off. And then go, well, how much money have you saved up till now? And let's say they've saved, a very little amount. Let's just say $100,000 for fun. And then what happens is they've got 15 years from 40 to age 55 in order to generate a large enough pool of money that they can live on for the rest of their life, in this scenario from age 55 till age 90, and they're going to understand right away that it's not achievable. So now go run to your financial planning software with the 40-year-old, put in all the stuff, and husband and wife will look at you all excited and go, so what's it look like? Well, just tell them the truth. Say you're going to be poor and unhappy until you retire. And then go, well, what's it look like after that? Just say, well, after that, you'll get used to it. So basically what happens is, in a compelling way, they can see that it's just completely unachievable. So now that we know that, what are their choices? They really only have a few choices. They can work longer, they can save more money, they can get more aggressive to get a better rate of return, or they can retire on less. So work longer, save more, retire on less, or get a better rate of return. That's really the only choices that are available to them. And anybody here who knows with their financial planning software, all you have to do is just add a few more years onto their working years, and you have a multiple effect, because you got, say 5 more years of saving, you got 5 more years of compounding, but on top of that, you have 5 less years of spending your money. And so just by using a tape measure to put somebody's whole life in front of them, they can understand that they have just a small amount of time to get everything accomplished they want to accomplish. And you're using a physical
Absolutely,
a physical tape measure, and give it to them, have them walk out with it. They're going to go home, show their spouse, use it. Think of you doing something like this if you did in a client seminar, what it would look like, and the impact that it would have, and the fact that people would remember it. I've spoken all over the world, and when people meet me, they say, I saw you speak. I go, what do you remember? This is one of the things that almost everybody says they remember.
Okay.
Other things to do is use a bucket to explain money. It doesn't matter what product you're using. If I use this to explain how a retirement plan works, we got an arrow with money going into the bucket. The money now grows over time, and at some point in time, we turn the tap on the bucket and take some sort of an income out. And whatever's left here with the arrow at the bottom, the residue's going to go to your beneficiaries. Let's say this is a universal life policy. I can say, put as much money as you want in the bucket within certain limitations, and as long as the policy gets fed its premium every month, that's all that matters. If I want to use this to explain retirement income and say, listen, here's how much money we have, let's say it's $1 million, and they say, well, we want to take out, $100,000 a year, I can say the tap's on too fast. You're going to run out of money. And just by using the concept of a bucket, works really, really good. You could use this for disability insurance, for critical illness insurance. Next time you get stuck in a client appointment, just go and draw a bucket. And every product that you sell has some sort of a premium. Nothing that we do is free. So there's always an arrow going to the top, which is the premium. And everything that we do has a benefit. And so that's the top on the bottom with the benefit coming out, whatever it happens to be. This could be disability income coming out. This could be a refund of premium rider right here. You just make it anything you want.
Well, I like the concept because it's easy to see. And I like your one statement. Oh, we figured out that you're spending too much. You need to regulate the tap.
Absolutely. And people will understand.
They understand that. Listen, we're going to hear more from Michael Moore right after this break.
This is your website. Few people visit, and if it isn't attracting new visitors, it's not doing its job. Now you can drive more visitors to your website through dynamic content and email marketing with CreativeOne's Social Media Elite. Capture quality leads faster and easier. Engage your visitors with informative articles and videos to boost your online credibility. Plus, stay connected with existing clients and earn more referrals. All content is customized for you. It's time to introduce your website to the world. Call your CreativeOne sales team at 800-992-2642 or visit us online at CreativeOne.com.
Welcome back, everyone. We're continuing our interview with Michael Morrow on the shortening of the sales cycle, all from Michael's book, The Loyalty Edge, and his popular series, Ideas for Advisors. And again, you can get The Loyalty Edge right on Amazon.com, or you can hop out on Mike's site and go ahead and order it. Easy read. You'll come away with about a good half dozen, maybe more ideas, really great ideas, some of the things we're talking about now. Well, let's talk about more about the sales cycle. We're shortening it. People are remembering us now. Sure. What about this issue here? I love this 24-page thing.
We've got probably 30 concepts like this that we've drawn out. We use them sometimes client appointments. We use them in client presentations. We use them as laminated calendars and things like that. This is one that people love. And again, what you ultimately need to do is you need to compel people to be moved to action. And so what we do is we just use simple things to do that. And this right here, we use paychecks till retirement. And here I've got somebody who gets paid twice a month, 24 times a year. If they retire at age 65, if they're 35 years old, they only have 720 paychecks left. If they're 45 years old, they got 480 paychecks. And if they're 50 years old, they only have 240 paychecks. And so, if you're 35 years old and you're saving for retirement, it's so far away you think you have forever. And it's no, you don't. You have 720 paychecks. How much money do you want to take off each of those next 720 paychecks in order to generate a pool of money that's big enough that you can live on it for the rest of your life? The rest of your life. Other things we do is when it comes to life insurance, life insurance really isn't all that complicated. When somebody comes to meet us, it is actually, they think they're going to be overwhelmed with something really complicated. And we basically tell people that people buy life insurance really for two reasons. We've got a younger person here, let's say they're starting out at age 25 and they're going to slowly accumulate a pool of money until they have their $1 million, let's say, and then they're going to retire. And then they're going to start drawing down on that money from then until age 85, age 90, however long it is. Well, somebody who's younger, they're buying it, you're always motivated by love, but they're buying life insurance because they need it. And they're buying it for estate creation. They're buying it for if they die. They don't really think they're going to die. They're buying it for if they die. And the premium they look at as being an expense, just like their cell phone bill, or their electricity bill, whatever it happens to be. The second reason that people buy it is because they want it. So somebody who's younger buys it because they need it. Somebody who's older buys it because they want it. And here what's happening is all kinds of people, when they do retire, their money doesn't go down. It stays where it is. And so instead of buying it for estate creation, they're buying it for estate conservation. They're buying it for when they die as opposed to if they die. And the premium they're looking at as an investment instead of as looking at it as an expense. Because they're looking at it as investment, the premiums are bigger, the lapse rate is much, much smaller than it happens to be. Again, we all have financial planning software to explain this stuff.
Okay, now, so these are the questions that you actually use to move your client to a call of action.
Sure.
Is that correct?
So something like this is just 6 simple questions. So let's just say,
but you do this all the time.
I do it all the time. And you know what? Let's just say I met you for the first time. You came in my office. I just say, you know what, Steve, before we get started on this, just let me ask you a couple simple questions. So you know, I go, how old are you? So I am, let's just say 40 years old for this example. So on the next question, how long have you worked for? Well, you graduated from university when you were 25, so you've worked for 15 years. How much money have you saved? Well, let's be honest. How much money is a 40-year-old save when they're paying for, you know, 2 cars, probably nice cars, they're living in a big house, probably mortgaged to the hilt. You know, everybody's got a cell phone with a Cadillac plan. How much have they saved? Let's just say the number's 100,000. Doesn't matter what it is. Here's where we are today. Ask them, what's your net worth? Well, here, it's the 100,000 plus the equity in your house, let's say another 250,000. So your net worth now is $350,000. What's the value of your estate? Well, it's the $350,000 plus whatever insurance you have. Let's say you got a $250,000 policy through your employer, another $250,000 policy you bought on your own, and then ask you a simple question. You know, are you happy with the answer? Yes or no? And you know what? Everybody says I'm not happy with the answer because every single person could have done better than they did. That now gives me a foundation because they said they're not happy. I asked them some simple questions. They said they're not happy with where they're at. So now we're working together as a partner, as opposed to me trying to sell you something. We're a partner trying to move ahead.
Now, when I'm looking at this, I like this little this last thing you have here. It's your official prescription receipt for
a client of mine who had terminal cancer from 1999 until when they finally passed away in 2012. And right from 1999, they were told it was terminal, was always going to be terminal. They went in remission a few times, but the last few years that they were being treated, the drug that they were taking, the monthly cost was $9,805 a month. A month.
Wow.
So how many months could you take $9,805 out of your account without it hurting at least a little bit? And so, you know, to tell somebody, you know, cancer is expensive, or to tell somebody education is expensive, it's just, you know, everybody knows it's expensive. To turn around and give an actual real hard numbers for things, it just compels people because you're just giving them compelling information. You can't argue with this. This is a real prescription that every single month had to get paid.
I think this is a unique proposition to put in front of a client. This is a real number with a real life behind it, and that number is huge.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a big wake-up call. It kind of gets us out of our financial stupor. Listen, for more information on today's topic, just click on the landing page address in the video description on YouTube, where you can watch all our shows, seminars, and workshops, or visit us out on our website. I'm Steve Savant. We'll see you next time on the Thought Leadership Series. And remember, keep thinking outside the box.